Yo, what's good? NBA YouTube. It's your man, 100 Grand, Ross with The Rock Never Stops. And today I want to dive into Victor Oladipo's return to the Miami Heat and their quest to go from a great team to a championship team. If you like this video, I want you to smash that like button for me. Come on now, for that good algorithm. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. And you can follow me on Twitter at Rock Never Stops too. Let me be clear. I'm one of the biggest Victor Oladipo fans out there. I'm rooting for him. I've been rooting for him since he was in Indiana. I watched that series against I believe it was Miami or Cleveland? I think it was against Cleveland. And it was going down to the wire, game 7. And a foul call, could have been the difference between the Pacers knocking off LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron going on to win the championship, or at least get to the finals. But it's to say that Victor Oladipo is a difference maker when he is healthy. When he is healthy, there is few guards who are quicker, more explosive, and have a knack for the rim and to be able to score that are actually better than him. But it's to say he hasn't been healthy for a long time. And this is what I want to kind of dig into. The Miami Heat have one of those tough positions to be in where you have done such a good job on developing your young talent, drafting, signing free agents, developing a culture that you are incredibly deep. Incredibly deep. But when it comes to winning championships, depth can sometimes work against you because you have more and more variability. You're not quite sure if this guy's going to show up in this way, in this situation, with this lineup, with this group. And as much as you try to work that out throughout the regular season, you don't really know until you get there. And so the reality is much of what this group is pinning its hopes on are those who have already been there. Kyle Lowry, who's already an NBA champion. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, who just lost in the finals only a couple years ago. Along with Tyler Herro, who struggled in that series, and others. But then they brought in PJ Tucker and Markieff Morris, who both have NBA championships under their belt with the Milwaukee Bucks and Los Angeles Lakers. You also got veterans on this team. You've got my man Dwayne Dedman. And you've got other solid young players like Omer Yurtseven, Max Strus. You still got Duncan Robinson. And others. This is actually an incredibly deep team. But this is my point. Who are you going to bank on to get you into the finals? Who are you going to bank on? And the reality is, to be honest, as much as you like Gabe Vincent shooting a bunch of threes, he can shoot, tough, hard-nosed defense. You're not exactly betting on him to get past Drew Holiday in a one-on-one matchup when your offense gets bottled down. That's Kyle Lowry. But even then, that's not necessarily Kyle Lowry's MO. Break you down and create something. You see, that's what they got Victor Oladipo for. The guy who can consistently, against just about anybody, break you down, get to the rim, create a play for somebody else or a shot for himself. Even Jimmy Butler, as much as we've seen him do this, is not necessarily who he is as a player. He's not the guy who comes in and has that Kobe mentality, I want to give you 40 every night. He's the guy who is more like LeBron James, where I'm content to play good defense, rebound, get a lot of assists, and lead my team to victory. You see, Victor Oladipo is a missing piece. And he's a piece that they're going to need to figure out how to reintegrate because Tyler Herro has had a great season. He's taking the most shots on the team. He's been a stud. He gets really hot. And they can ride him for stretches. He's been able to show up big in big games. He's definitely on that I need to prove myself tour after slowing down a bit. But at the end of the day, I'm not quite so sure you want to give him the ball and say, you know what? I know Joel Embiid is under the rim. I know James Harden is matched up against you. Go ahead and get us a bucket. go ahead and lead us to this victory. And so some reshuffling is going to need to happen on this team. Some reshuffling is going to have to take place if they are going to put everyone in the right position, not just to be successful individually or as a team, but to become a championship team. Guys are going to have to buy into the roles that will win them a championship, not just get them deep into the playoffs or even to the finals. And that brings me to the next topic. That Bam Adebayo, as good as he as good as he is not best utilized as a center from my perspective. I think they need to expand his game and put him at power forward. Now, I want to dive into that a little bit here because it really is a complex topic. As much as you like that he's been able to play such dominant defense and high level two-way play from the center position, he is an undersized center. He is 6'9". And remember when they went up against the Lakers? Remember how small Bam Adebayo looked? How much foul trouble he ended up in? Remember how much he struggled to deal with the Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, LeBron James trio? 6'9", 6'11", 6'11". And this is where my man Omer Yurtseven comes in. Omer Yurtseven had an absolutely dominant summer league coming out of Georgetown University that has an amazing big man center pedigree. Yurtseven came in this season, and when Bam Adebayo went down, Dwayne Dedman was down, he stepped up and put in one of the more dominating rebounding and interior scoring performances that we have seen from any player in the NBA. The man looked like Andre Drummond, but with better finishing ability. Omer Yurtseven is 7 feet tall, a legitimate center, has the ability to stretch the floor and shoot threes from the top of the key and probably the corner. He can defend the rim. He's athletic, nimble, and physical. But most importantly, he allows you to shift Bam Adebayo to power forward. And I think this is actually a move that's going to extend Bam Adebayo's career. He doesn't need to bang with Joel Embiid. He doesn't need to bang with Giannis. He doesn't need to be banging with a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers with Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, and Lauri Markkanen. He doesn't need to be banging with some of these dominant big men who have 20, 30 plus pounds on them and 3-4 inches. Can he do it? Yes. Draymond can do it. Do you want him to do it for a full year? No. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, and the crew figure out how to shuffle this team to become a champion. Not a good team, not a great team, not a deep playoff team, but a championship team. They're good. They've been great. But now the question is, can they become a champion? I want to know what you guys think about this synopsis. Victor Oladipo's return, Omer Yurtseven. How do they need to move things around to get to that goal? Holla at me on Twitter at RockNeverStops. Like, subscribe, and I'm going to holla at y'all next time. Peace.